All Scotland was singing, sure the old year had died, and a new one had been born, as news of disaster from Ibrox came spreading, the news that would cause all nations to mourn. 2 great goals had been scored there in the last dying moments. Jimmy Johnston for Celtic and for Rangers Collinstein. Their supporters all cheered him with voices of thunder, not knowing what waited on staircase 13. 66 people died there, Simon flower of their manhood, when the fences gave way and the barriers they banned. Seasoned Glasgow policemen with their faces of tear stained, with brave efforts endeavored the worst to prevent. All of Glasgow and joined them for the first time in history in a Glasgow cathedral. No Billy, no Dan, but the old firm united to pray for its victims in a tragedy worse since the memory of man. New Year's bells had been ringing, oh, Scotland was singing, sure the old year had died, and a new one had been born, as the news of disaster from Ibrox came spreading, news that would cause all nations to mourn. News that would cause all nations to mourn.
Bridge. Bridgeman.
Do we seem to be having a bit of technicals here, lads?
We seem to have lost Bridge. Bridge, are you with us? You're on mute.
Just need to carry on, Oaks.
All right. It was the afternoon of the Old Firm game, Rangers v Celtic at Ibrox, on Saturday, January 2nd, 1971.
The match was heading for a 0-0 draw when Jimmy Johnson broke the deadlock to give Celtic the lead in the 89th minute.
Then, with just seconds left on the clock, Colin Stein snatched a dramatic equaliser for Rangers.
The blue section of the 80,000 all-ticket crowd went wild with delight. The green was thrown into despair.
2 goals in a minute. What a finish. Yet the unseen, amid this sea of emotion, a disaster was beginning to unfold at the Rangers' end of the ground, over the east terrace of Staircase 13.
As the fans swayed away from the heaving mass, some stumbled halfway down the steep steps. Those around didn't see them fall and continued their descent.
Suddenly, a tidal wave of fans were engulfed in a terrifying crush. Steel barriers crumpled under the impact.
When the carnage was cleared, 66 people had lost their lives and more than 140 lay injured.
Among the dead were 31 teenagers. The youngest victim was a boy of 9, Nigel Pickup, who had travelled to the game from Liverpool.
One woman was among the fatalities. Margaret Ferguson, an 18-year-old from Madison, near Falkirk, had made a doll for the baby daughter of Rangers centre forward, Colin Stein, the man who scored the late equaliser, and had delivered it to his home just before Christmas.
5 schoolboy pals, 4 of whom who lived in the same street, had gone to the game together from a small town of Markinch in Fife. The 5, all members of the Glenrothes Rangers Supporters Club, never returned.
There were so many harrowing tales. Eyewitness John Dawson was among the injured. He said, "When the barrier gave way, I was carried along a passageway for 20 yards, with 3 people on top of me and at least 3 underneath."
Another survivor of Staircase 13 was Robert Black. He said, "There was so much pressure from behind me that I was tossed down on top of others. People were on the ground and I was tossed over them. I was just carried forward by the surge."
Both sides of the Old Firm put aside their rivalries and came together to play a game to raise funds for the victims' families. A combined Rangers and Celtic team took on a Scotland 11 at Hampden, watched by 81,405 fans.
The club and their fans were in mourning. It was the blackest day in the history of Scottish football.
On the 30th anniversary of the tragedy, a special service was held at Ibrox and a bronze statue of John Gregg was unveiled on top of a memorial to those who had been killed.
Every year at the home game closest to the anniversary, the club pays its respects to those who lost by laying a special wreath at the memorial, which was built in honour of those who died and other victims of the stadiums in previous years.
Brian Todd, Robert McAdam, Peter Wright, John Gardiner, Richard Bark, William Thompson Summerhill, George Adams, John Neal and James Traynor.
Richard Douglas Morrison, James White Ray, David Douglas McGee, Robert Colquhoun Mulholland, David Ronald Payton, George McFarlane Irvine, Ian Frew, John Crawford, Brian Hutchinson.
Duncan McIsaac McBrearty, Charles John Griffiths Livingston, Adam Henderson, Richard McLeay, David Cummings Duff, David Fraser McPherson, Robert Lockerbie Ray, Robert Campbell Grant, and John McNeill McLeavy. David
Anderson, John Buchanan, John McInnes Semple, John Jeffrey, Robert Maxwell, Matthew Reid, Alexander McIntyre, Peter Gilchrist Faris, Thomas Melville.
John James McGovern, George Wilson, Robert Charles Cairns, Hugh McGregor Addy, James Yule Mayer, Margaret Oliver Ferguson, Robert Turner Carrigan, George Alexander Smith, Walter Robert Rayburn.
Andrew Jackson Lindsay, Charles Dugan, William Mason Phillip, Russell Morgan, Peter Gordon Easton, George Crockett Finlay, Charles Stirling, Thomas Dixon, James Graham Gray.
Thomas McRoby, Ian Scott Hunter, Nigel Patrick Pickup, Russell Malcolm, Alexander Patterson Orr, Thomas Walker Stirling, James William Sibbald, Frankie Dover, Walter Shields, Thomas Grant, William Duncan Shaw, Donald Robert Sutherland.
The time has come to say goodnight, for every road must end. To those who care and are always there, our very special friends. Let's say goodnight to those we love, and maybe shed a tear. But before we close, let's think of those where love who can't be near. So raise a glass to absent friends, for every road must end. You'll always breathe here in our hearts, our special absent friends. And when it's time for us to go, and our long journey ends, you'll never be alone, you'll see. You'll be with absent friends.
Well, hello, good evening and welcome. Welcome to Rangers Radio on the anniversary of the 1971 Ibrox disaster. Joining myself, Fox, here on the panel. It's Fox and Bridgman. Evening, gentlemen.
Evening, guys.
Good evening, you two, and well done. That was a superb oration by the two of you. My apologies, seem to get disconnected, unfortunately. But well done. Well done to everybody. Good evening to all the Rangers fans all over the world. Welcome to Rangers Radio and a Happy New Year to everyone.
A Happy New Year yourself, Bridge. Happy New Year, Fox. Happy New Year to everybody listening. Obviously, it's always 2nd of January is always very sombre for your support, Fox.
Yes, indeed. Thing will never be forgotten. Terrible tragedy, and it makes you. I was at that game, same as a lot of other people, mate, and it's something that never goes out your mind. Therefore, the grace of God could have went any one of us, and terrible disaster, mate.
I'll tell you what, I'm not kidding. It was absolutely horrendous. We come down the grass and bank, managed to get over the top and down the grass embankment beyond the bushes there, and you could just looking up the stairs. It was just all heads, if you follow what I mean, you know. And we did our best with helping them out, getting people across over the fence and onto the embankment. And people were shocked, some of them lying unconscious for a wee while. And people who knew first aid were getting them roused. But my goodness gracious, what an experience. Shocking.
And people just become like water then, mate. They become on a move, just like water. You can't stop it. It's hard to imagine unless you've been involved.
One of the memories I've got is when the guys were getting pulled up, when they were pulling each other up for the top, you know. One fell down, okay, I'll pull my mate back up. He grabbed another one, and so on and so forth, you know. And it was about maybe 2 or 3 minutes before the police could actually get in and do what they needed to do, you know. But the guys who were survivors, like pulling each other back up again, because you're just lying there, you just couldn't do nothing, you know. Sheer weight of people, you know, incredible, terrible. Sorry.
I would say the confusion after it as well, Bridge, I would say you need to remember back then there was no mobile phones or easy ways to Twitter somebody and let people know that what had happened. I mean, loads and loads of people left the stadium that day, had no idea whatsoever what had happened, mate.
Yeah. I know that they managed to pull this one chap out, and I think he had one shoe, and I think his sock came off with the shoe. So he's walking down the road, him and myself and 4 other guys walked down the road to Govan Cross, and then went into a pub in Govan Cross and had to run across the pub. And it said 3 dead or something, and within 10 minutes that was up to like 13 or 14, you know. And the sirens were incredible. And we all went outside and you just listened to these ambulances and police cars flying all over the place. And I says, I need to go and phone my wife, you know. And that's when you couldn't ask him in the pub, can I use your phone? They wouldn't allow it, you know. So we went across to the phone box, fortunately, and my wife was in the house, and so I got the message. It was very, very worried, very, very worried.
You'd have been lucky then, Bridge. There wasn't a lot of houses with phones in them, 71, mate.
Well,
no, seriously.
I know, pal. We had my mother had phone, and my wife's family had the phone, so I was able to phone them. And you're right, I was very fortunate, as you said. The lines of communication were very poor for everyone, very poor.
It's just a different world. I think I've told the story before. I wasn't at the game. I was only. I told you, I hadn't started school, but I can't remember. But legend has it, we were to meet my father at the Lorison Bar, and we went to my auntie's every year.
Right.
And my father never turned up, and then the story broke, and my mother was starting to panic, and we get home, my father was in the house, had one too many, you know. Mm-hmm. But the emotion, because I think it touched the whole Rangers family. There was the people who didn't know people who weren't involved in it, mate.
Aye, and it had a big impact. It's had a big It's had a big impact on me, and my wife will tell you that. So it was an experience for everybody, all the fans that knew it was happening, because a lot of fans left Ibrox and never knew it happened until, as you said, about maybe saw it, heard it on the radio, or saw it on the TV news, or somebody told them. Other than that, it wasn't no announcements at Ibrox at all. Fans were just told when they were down the bottom, make your way out back onto Edwards Drive as opposed to Stairway 13. Maybe another excuse, you know, or no death, just it's a problem up in the Stairway 13. Go down to that one there to Edmondson, and that's what they did. It was just sad. But when we walked out of the stadium, the basis, I can't remember the name of the wee street now for the life of me. I think it's still there. And that wee street, there was the wee boy. There's a body of a wee boy lying there. And, you know, it's just, you just can't imagine the thoughts that went through your head when you saw him. And the policemen were away getting a cover for the body, you know, that bloody sin, you know. Only a wee kid, you know. Really sad. Well, I'm not going to say any more. I'm all greeting.
Aye, well, very, very sad. Gone, but never be forgotten. And Fox, the stadium, when it was finished in the early 80s, roughly about 10 years after the disaster, 10, 11 years after the disaster, that was the tribute to the people,
Aye, the whole park's a tribute to the people. I mean, it brought in, although it was a terrible disaster, it forced people into rethinking football grounds, mate, and our club has been built into a real icon with its famous frontage and the brilliant 4 stands that we've got. All the upgrades all came about because of this disaster, and I think it's been a very hard lesson for people, but somebody pays the price for things to get better. Not a nice thing to say, but it's always the truth that something bad's going to happen for things to get better, and unfortunately that was one of the days.
You know, and I think you're right there, but and on this anniversary, it's pretty hard to say it, but over the last 6 years, the fans have suffered for different reasons. We've suffered terribly as well, and the club's just starting to claw itself back now. So we've been, just as you said, Foxy, there's always something bad got to happen before something good takes its place, and we can see what's happening now. It's just tragic. The whole thing, when you add it all together, we've been through some problems in my lifetime, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Aye, but I think the what's happened in the last 6 years pales into insignificance.
Oh, I'm only meaning it from a Troubles perspective, because we went through that and we managed to rise above it. I take my hat off to Willie Waddle. Willie Waddle should have got 10 knighthoods for what he did for Rangers and the country. He made sure that every single person was looked after to a certain extent, and there was their funerals were there. It was a representative there. All the things that really mattered, it was all done. And you can't say anything about the guy. Fabulous, absolutely fabulous. He did absolutely fabulous.
All right, if people want to join us, obviously the first bit of the show we'll be talking about. It's the anniversary of the Ibrox disaster. So what's the number, Bridge?
The number's 0141 356 1972.
Or join us at Skype at rangersradio.online. We'll be joined by the first caller. Evening, Big Ulster. How we doing, mate?
Doing very well, thank you. That was
Happy New Year to you, mate.
Yes, same to you, mate. Happy New Year to you as well. That was a lovely tribute. Had to wipe a few tears away, to be honest. Listening to you there, that was amazing. Well done, guys.
Somebody will be getting docked a third of their wages tonight, but I'm not mentioning any names, Ulster.
Yeah, Mr. Pastry.
Poor Bridge. Yeah, this is a time of year, isn't it, where we all reflect on what happened. And it's sad because, you look at all the videos and the pictures of all the hearse and all going up the road together, and it hits you every time, even though I wasn't born at the time, but because we're such a close-knit support, and, we are a band of brothers as a support and sisters, and we feel, for the families, and you're looking at the families that were hurt at the time and still to this day have lost loved ones that they'll never get back. And it's just a sad thing that happened for the club, and I bubble up even thinking about it, to be honest with you. But yeah, you've done it a really good tribute there, guys. Well done.
We've also been joined by GFK. Evening, GFK, and a happy New Year to you, mate. No. He was with us. Carry on, Bridge.
I was just going to say that, well said, Ulster, and it is really difficult to bring your mind round to it, and you close it off. You tend to close it off a wee bit and remember it on that day. I sat most of the day this morning, and I was looking through all the old stuff that Rangers have provided, and they Follow have provided all the stories, people's own stories on it. Quite sad, but apt, Tremendous. I think what you guys did tonight was fantastic. Really well done.
I think GFK might be with us now. No.
I think just before JFK comes in, there was one of the stories that one of the women, obviously her son tragically passed away, and her wee story was about how good the child had been, and he was begging to go to the Rangers game with his friends, and they were all going on the bus together, and he's like, please mum, I never asked to go anywhere, and I've been so good. And she obviously went to the husband and says, look, let him go, he's been such a good boy, let him go to the game. So they agreed to give him a wee treat because he was such a good child, and unfortunately he was one of the young victims. And when you're watching stories and hearing stories like that and seeing the hurt, it just brings it home of how tragic it was. And it must, like the Bridge, Foxy, who were obviously alive at the time and were at the game, etc. The Bridge was there. That's something I'm sure you'll never be able to take away when you've been there and went through that. Unbelievable.
Last call for JFK. I wonder if he's having technicals. Old school blues. JFK having technicals. It was that time in our history. Obviously, we're rivals. We're having a bit of a run, Fox. No, on the park, and we were putting a team together. A different team. A team had broke up. We're starting to build a new team, and then, but that set us back. at times on the park, because obviously we put a lot of our efforts into what was going. We had some of our greatest triumphs quite soon after that. We obviously won the Cup Winners' Cup in Barcelona. We won the Centenary Scottish Cup final. We won the league at Eastern Road. We won the treble in '76. So quite soon after that, but then when things started developing the stadium, when we knocked down the Copland Road in '78, from memory, that's when all our efforts were going to off the park stuff, and rightly so that to get it sorted so that something like that would never ever happen again, Fox.
Both, as you say, most of the concentration was getting Ibrox up to more than a super safe stadium, mate, and that's what we got. And along with that, we got, as I said earlier, the whole ground was transformed, and the comfort for that time for people going to support Rangers, it changed, mate. You know, we'd built into the future. We all thought that when everything got finalised, what year was it get finalised?
81, I think we opened the 81. We opened.
91 was the club deck when it was the final part, wasn't it?
Aye, the modern stadium. But 81, I think we opened the Govan stand. We played Liverpool to open that stand formally. So I think that's when it all finished. But the new stadium, if you like, before the club deck was added.
Yeah, and also when we were building it, if my memory serves me right, we never in a way rented anybody else's ground. You know, like some clubs have done.
In 1978-79 season, we played the 2 All Firm games at Hampden, mate.
Yeah, that was just because of the sheer volume of people. That was all that was about.
No, it wasn't. It was the police, mate. It was the police.
I'm saying that, but it was the sheer volume of people. You know that you never have got it. You know, it's just unsafe.
Well, the year later, and that was even we'd less in attendance there. We'd done a bit because the Celtic end was away and Centenary stand in the new Copland. But it was because of the way that people exited and came to the match that the police made us go to Hampden for that the first season for the 2 games, mate. That's my understanding.
So that's the only time then. I'd forgotten that much. I must admit, but that must be the only time that we moved out of Ibrox to play any games of football, and it obviously was against them. So I can understand that, but we never for a season or 2 seasons or whatever rented Hampden like it's been done 3 times with them. Shocking. Whole seasons.
No. Is JFK with us?
He's there, but he's on mute.
All right. You got to give him
see him there on mute.
You got to give him some coaching.
Don't get me into trouble. I've had enough problems.
As a younger better, I mean, it's not a subject we want to be on here talking about, but I think we can't avoid that.
No, and we shouldn't avoid it. You know what I mean? That's something. It's a tribute we have to do, mate. And that's what we'll always do. And every year we're alive as well. You know, we're going to keep doing it every year because it's something that has to be done, mate. These people deserve to be remembered. But you know, the young supporters I've watched on Facebook and Twitter and etc. today, and I credit to the young supporters because they haven't forgot, even though it happened maybe before a lot of my year's time, but we still have the respect there, and we feel it as much as anyone, you know, and credit to all the young birds, and it's something that we should be learning our young birds as we all have young ones, you know, what happened that day, and like the Fox has said, and why Ibrox is the iconic stadium it is today is because of things that happened in the past, and we had to change our ground and we had to make it safer, and now we've got the beautiful stadium, but unfortunately we had to lose 66 birds along the way for things to be changed. But as Foxy says, unfortunately bad things need to happen for improvements to be made, which is sad.
I mean, with the Rangers board now carrying on to even build the memorial gardens, mate, it's a thing that will never be forgot because that'll be there as well, and it's still in everybody's mind even all these years after it, mate, you know.
Hello,
what you been doing?
All right, guys. Sorry, my mute button wasn't working, so to change my microphone. Happy New Year to you all, guys.
Yeah, you too, Jimmy.
GFK.
And that was a fantastic tribute to the 66. Few tears in my eyes there. I attended the game as a 13-year-old, travelling from Partick, from Crawford Street where I stayed, with Chazzy Omnett, Rob Riley, Tam Weaver, boys that I went to school with. We never ever left a game. I never have ever since, before the final whistle. And just like Brad said there, we were aware there was a commotion above us because I was near the front, standing at near the wall, and we became aware there was something happening away up in staircase 13. We were then diverted out onto Edmondson Drive entrance, and there was a lot of commotion. And obviously in these days there was nothing like we've got new social media and all that sort of thing. So travelling back to Erty Partick, we went because we thought we were not going to get near the subway, so we decided to walk down to the subway, the ferry at the Kaya Hansen bar, and we walked down there, and there was rumblings as people came behind us. There'd been a mass brawl, fight, things like that, but nobody actually knew what actually had happened, and it never dawned until we came to the ferry at Partick, and there was hundreds of people standing up in the jetty waiting the ferry coming in, and one of them was my mother, and looking to see any news that she could get. My father was at the Ibrox, the Partick subway, Mertland Street subway, to find out anything there. So they split up trying to find out information, and thankfully, obviously, I'm still here. But it was a sad time. At that particular moment in time, the rumblings were that there was 7 or 8 dead, and obviously we know what happened in hours to follow that. A really, really sad day. Everybody I went to the game with came home. Others obviously didn't, and it'll be living in all our memories for the rest of our lives. And Ibrox Park, as Falk said, the whole stadium is a fitting tribute to the guys. It was an absolutely sad day. People going to see the famous didn't make it home. And as I say, that was a great tribute you paid to them guys. That was fantastic. So I'm very humble for that. That was good. It's sad.
You travelled to the game with some people I know. I knew well as well, Jimmy. But it puts everything into perspective. A game of football.
Of course it does. You know, I mean, see, I was only 13 at the time, Oxshire. You know, and I've been in my 4th season of going to see Rangers. You know, and it was probably my 4th or 5th, maybe, Rangers Celtic game. Excited as I was. But to come away with that horrible feeling that something's went wrong after just going to see a football match, it's tragic, really tragic, you know. And I said every year, I'm not a praying person, but on a day like this, every year, 2nd of January, I send out my wishes to the families that are still grieving, because grieving doesn't go away; it only gets a bit softer, I suppose, if that's the right word. Time, mate.
Fox, we said it the other night, but we travel log read a leaf from Rangers Radio at the stadium, and a great gesture for some of the guys on the show.
It was indeed, mate. Pleasure to, and thank you to Sammy and my brother and Skipper that all go together to arrange to get it to us. And that was a nice thing to do. Another thing that shouldn't be forgotten in all this was the contribution of the players and the management and the whole of the board and everybody else. They must have all been under great strain after all this happened as well, especially the players who were there at the time, who really did the support proud by attending multiple funerals and done so, not because they had to, but because they wanted to.
Yeah, it was great. Absolutely brilliant. Did us all proud. And you know, I think later on in my life anyway, and the two other disasters that befell that I know of, Heysel, and both of them with Liverpool, Heysel and Hillsborough, what a tragedy those were. But, you know, your heart goes out to their supporters and families, because we know what happened there, and we know what it's like. So
I'll cut across you, Bridge. We've got a caller on the telephone.
Right, bud.
Evening, caller.
Hi, how you doing, buddy?
Who is it, mate?
I listen all the time, guys.
What's your name, mate? Use your name.
Ronnie. Sorry, I'm Ronnie from Airdrie.
Ronnie, first and foremost, Happy New Year to you, mate. Happy New Year
to you guys, and I hope that you have a great and prosperous year, and Rangers reach the 55.
Hope so, mate.
I was watching, believe it or not, I watched the game again when I was sober.
You mean Saturday's game?
Aye, Saturday.
All right, okay.
I watched it when I was on a few sherbets, right, down the local social club, and I watched that again sober the day, and I thought it was easy on Saturday, but having watched it today, I didn't realise how easy it was until I actually seen it when I was sober. You know.
Well, there's 2 points to that story, isn't there, Ronnie?
It was so easy. It's unreal. You know, and I'm looking at that game and I'm thinking 7-0 as the result for them. You know, so and I keep hearing about this. Celtic didn't turn up. Celtic didn't do this. Celtic didn't do that. Scott Brown got his back pocket put in him. You know, Lustig was took off because he's a liability. You know, Edward, I think Brown knew, no Brown, but Rodgers knew he wasn't going to do nothing. And our defence, McGregor didn't do nothing. You know, I would want to get his wages back.
Because he never got the ball.
He never done nothing, you know. And I think he was glad to leave him back, knowing Big Alan, you know. So what do you think about that, guys? Have you watched that a second time?
And if I know GFK, he'll have watched it 5 or 6 times. Fox will maybe be 7 or 8 times. Ulster will have watched it 4 times, in Bridge.
Many more.
The game was on Saturday, so I reckon Bridge will have watched it 21 times.
No far off it.
I think the thing about you saying when you watch it, when it's no live and you know the score, and I'll go to GFK with this, you're a lot more relaxed, GFK.
I suppose you're a lot more relaxed now, but when the ball goes in the net, you still jump up and do a little loony, you know. And I've watched it, I think, total for top, I think I've watched it about 9 or 10 times. So much so that I went searching for it, and I found it because my Sky record will only let me keep it for so long. So now I've got an actual copy of the game, so I can watch it until the cows come home, and I'll just keep cheering it. Same as a 5-1 game. I don't know how many times I've watched that, but fantastic game, brilliant stuff.
Ulster?
We were fantastic. I think you're right, though. You do, even though you're 1-0 up in the heat of battle, and you know you're controlling the game, you still have that panic in you, don't you? Because you're worrying, are we going to get a sucker punch here, like we've had a few times this season? But it never came. And I think when you watch the game back, as you say, you don't have that same stress about it all, and you can just sit back and enjoy it. And when you see it again, I'm surprised of how actual easy it was. But you know, it's easy saying it's easy. I suppose the boys had to put a great shift in to put that work in and the effort to put in, but we were absolutely fantastic in every part of the field, and we were a better team in every part of the field. Blew me away, to be honest. I didn't expect us to. I thought we could put in a good performance, but I didn't expect us to boss the game like we done, because of the hoodoo that's been over us and the pressure to have to win that game. And I thought Rangers were absolutely terrific.
Foxy boy.
It was like a controlled demolition for me. And at the end of it, there was nothing but a pile of rubbish lying at one end of our part, mate. And I thought it was absolutely... I couldn't believe it. I know we only won 1-0, but it could have been as high as 4, maybe 5. One part of me didn't want us to score a second goal in case we sat back and tried to hold on to it. I think the absolute determination to put the game out of sight kept us going forward, kept us pressing, and never allowed them a chance or a foothold in the game. I thought we were absolutely brilliant.
Bridgeman.
We were outstanding, most assuredly. Utterly outstanding we were. To a man, I think we could start at 7s and work up to 9.5 to go through our team. We were just excellent. And the way we played them for 90% of that game, I thought we actually... I don't know where our manager managed to dig half of those players up from, because they looked like strangers. If you follow the first 10 minutes they were playing brilliant, you're going, where did we get this from? Where have they been? That kind of thing. But no, he must have went through them and built them up, and they were just amazing stuff. Young Ross McCrory, once again, I think he came of age. Just brilliant, just great stuff. Andy Halliday, my goodness gracious, what a performance. And you could get through the team like that, couldn't you? Right up to that boy Ryan Kent, just great. So I agree with what Fox is saying. I thought it was just a wonderful, wonderful performance. And by the way, can I just say, wasn't it just great to be a Rangers fan, and even better watching that in among it, and what it was like to see a full Broomlawn Road of Rangers fans at a Celtic match is just heaven, let me tell you. Never change it, never.
Ronnie, how long you been listening to the show? How did you find it?
Aye, guys, I've been listening to the show for a wee while now, and
right.
I've actually called in before.
All right, okay.
Surprised you don't know me, but maybe that's because I was sober before. But
you seem to have a problem, it seems to me.
I'm a wee bit partial to a wee Corvassier, but I found Gerrard's comments after the first game at Parkhead, when the first half finished. Well, the first half finished right, and we got hammered the first half at Parkhead. The second half, Rangers came out and played, and we actually had a few chances in. That's when Morales or Gordon. I would rather say Morales missed than Gordon saved. The chance had, we could have stole a draw, but the second half we deserved a draw when they thrashed us 1-0. And the big hullabaloo, how they hammered us at Parkhead. But he came out. I would rather point to the fact that Gerrard said in his interview after it, we gave him too much respect, and I've learned a lesson here. He turned around and said, I've learned a lesson here. And to me, that game pointed to him learning that lesson. He came out and went for Celtic, and he realised then Celtic weren't what they were blowed up to be, and that was the biggest outcome. And I take that. I thoroughly believe that's where it goes to. It's that first game at Parkhead, and for that second half at Parkhead. If he had come out in the first half at Parkhead and went for Celtic the way he thought his team could play, because we all know it. They're a wee bit lightweight in defence, and every team that goes for them gets a result. And we didn't do it. What did Rangers do in the first game at Parkhead? They come out and sat back, 11 back with Morelos. In fact, Morelos wasn't playing. They come out and sat back, roaming up front. But he came out in the second half and they went for them, and we got a wee bit of joy. If he'd have come out and done that right for the kick-off in the Parkhead, but the good thing was he realised it, and they came out Ibrox and he went straight for them, and he got a result. And
the big thing for me, it's been a long time, arguably since the semi-final.
It's been a long time, but unfortunately for us guys, it's not been, well, it's been a long time coming, aye, but for them, they've been a long time lucky because the teams haven't done it. Because they've been a long time poor, you know.
They've had a free run at it, but for me, the catalyst was Arfield and Tapper Brown.
Oh, Arfield's absolutely awesome, you know. Last season we had, the last game we had Lustig looking in his pocket, looking in his shots for his pocket. I don't know if it's just if I'm needing new glasses or what, but does Brown look fat?
I'll take you to my Celtic expert, Bridge.
I don't know whether he looked fat or not, to be perfectly honest, but I think he was very poor compared to his performances in the past against us. Very poor. He was made to look very slow, very leggy. Now, whether in fact the guy has got a fitness problem or maybe come back too soon from injury, I don't know. But he certainly was not the same person that we've played before, because we actually upped our game and ran him right into the ground. 9 times, 10 times he was left on his bum. There you go. Now that's unheard of for a midfielder getting that.
Just a personal opinion, like, you know, I thought his thighs and his hips looked.
Well, I wasn't looking at him that closely.
Heavy, you know.
I wasn't looking at him that closely, Ronnie. You must have an eye for him.
Oh. Maybe a black eye, you know.
It was a Jimmy Southerville. What do you call that?
Somerville.
Somerville pants that you don't make.
No.
Tearing these pants on, I think.
Oh, if you're going to talk about Britain, it's time for me to go.
Actually, you know, I came out of that. I was walking out the stadium with some of the boys are in about us, and I think to a man, there was about 17 or 18 years, all walking down the subway together, and to a man we all said we didn't think we'd see Scott Brown again, the Celtic jersey there, yeah, because he was just rubbish, you know. That might change, of course. Brendan might give him some more drugs and some more Lego and let him go on with it, you know.
See what he's saying, he's rubbish.
Brilliant.
What was that, Jimmy?
See what you're saying, he was rubbish. Right.
Your feedback, Jimmy?
I don't know where that's coming from, guys. That better? That's better now, isn't it?
No. We'll come back to you in a minute. Try and rejoin us. Go on mute. Ulster, give your thoughts.
Oh, no, I think we've seen before. If you let Scott Brown play.
We'll get the same for you.
I think we're getting it from everybody, damn it. I can hear myself twice.
You carry on, Ronnie.
Hi, I'm brilliant. I'm spot on, guys. I'm hearing everybody here. Excellent.
Aye. Well, you're clear as well, mate.
Am I? Aye. Well, I'm all up the road, nearly enough. But as I say, I've watched it a second time there, and it's amazing. It's actually the first time I've done it, where you actually watch it second time sober, and you see a different game. You know, and I counted 8 chances. 8 chances. Stonewall chances. You know, so I'm saying, like, out of the 8, there was 7 was Stonewall, and maybe 1 was a dodgy. You know, where the keeper might have had a chance if it wasn't for bad finishing. You know, but I tell you, Celtic are big time. They go off big time there. You know, and I looked between 59 minutes and 82 minutes, they weren't outside their own half. If you watch the game again, 59 minutes and 81 minutes, Celtic were not out their own half. You know, and in an Old Firm game, that is a shocking statistic alone. You know, and then they come up and say, like, no, 47, 53%. Nonsense. You know, you're talking about an Old Firm game, and a team cannot get out of there, for like 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So,
what do you think? What do you think brought on that performance?
Oh, Oh, definitely Arfield. Definitely Arfield. I was sweating on him the weeks before it. And I still maintain he's the difference for Hibs. You know, we seriously need that. See, between midfield and striker, Morelos does like fantastic time. But see the work he does, I think it's brilliant. And fans will say the same. They don't expect him to score all the time, but see the work he does. It's brilliant because it lets other people get in there. And the work he does is brilliant. But see, when you've not got him, you've not got Arfield running through, because we don't have Jack running through, we don't have any other midfielders running through the way Arfield does. So see, I was worried about him not coming back.
Ronnie, can you add Ryan Kent into that? I think he was absolutely,
Ryan Kent
big
is,
difference.
I'm looking forward to Murphy coming back. I think the league won a watch when we lost Murphy so early, you know, because your Dundees and your Hibs, Murphy would have made the difference there, I think, because he would have won it. He would have gave us the goals what we've not been getting for the midfield. See, when Arfield's been out, he would have been the one would have filled in the goals. You know, all right, but Morelos gets the goals, aye, but when Morelos isn't getting them, Murphy would have come up trumps, you know. So I think, and even Dorrans is good for a couple of goals. So if you're not got Koulibaly working, you could have brought on Dorrans or something like that. You know, you've got a wee option there. So we've got a couple of players coming back that maybe gives a wee option. But I think our biggest loss in the summer was Murphy. So we'll see where it goes for there, you know.
Aye, good point. You back, GFK? No.
He's on mute, Oxford. He's on mute. Yeah.
But we're getting a lot of feedback for everybody on the call, the original call.
I think it's on Skype. I think it's a problem with Skype, isn't it?
Alright, guys.
Yes, Ronnie, yes. Obviously, the day's the anniversary we were talking about just before you come on, the Ibrox disaster. Ronnie, I don't know about vintage here, mate. Up my voice, Ronnie.
Ronnie's gone, aye. Do you want his to lunk out?
No, now that Ronnie's gone, you're perfect.
Oh, aye, so are you now. So are you, right enough.
Yeah, I thought that.
Well, it must be poor Ronnie's fault then.
And poor Ronnie was the only one sounding good.
Correct. He stole all our goodness.
Poor Ronnie was the only one making any sense.
I was going to say that. There's JFK in now, so.
Is everything working okay now?
Oh, you sound a lot better, Jimmy.
What happened there? Everybody was on.
How many vodkas
trouble.
is that you've had now?
I've had nothing at all.
Oh, well, that's why it's improved then.
Aye. That was a bit bizarre. Everybody was talking double apart from the guy that was when he came in. But anyway, do you know, the result was fantastic Saturday, guys. But I mean, I heard the guy Ronnie there saying that Brown was rubbish. Look, can we stop saying that? Brown was rubbish. You know the reason why he was rubbish? Because we were brilliant. And all we're doing is falling into the same trap. The papers, other radio stations, TV are all saying Rangers were great today, but let's get rid of the but, guys. I mean, I can appreciate Ronnie's comments now, but I couldn't give a damn if Scott Brown was rubbish. It was made to look rubbish because of the way we played. So let's not try and give them anything at all that the only reason that we won was because they were rubbish. And that seems to be... I watched the BBC show the other night, and I said I wasn't going to watch it again, but it was the same old again. You know, Rangers were great today, but let's get away from that. We were absolutely amazing on Saturday. No ways about it. So we won because we played. Doesn't matter how they played. We made them look rubbish. So I was a wee bit irked with that the last couple of days, guys.
You mustn't get irked about it because That's the way they are in this country, and you know it more than I do. You know it.
But Rangers fans shouldn't be coming on and saying, I'm not.
No. I think if you listen to it, Ron,
rubbish.
yes, but I'm saying that was an afterthought that he's saying. What we were saying was that Rangers played that well that we made them look really terrible. Basically, I think that's what they're really meaning when we say that. We were fantastic. We couldn't ask for any better display other than the fact that we could have maybe scored the 4 or 5 goals that we might have been due, you know.
Yeah,
I think Ronnie's back with us. You back with us, Ronnie?
I certainly am, because I'm taking a wee bit of umbrage here. Because I never
don't take umbrage. It's just a comment. That's all.
No umbrage, Ronnie.
My fellow bear there saying that he's actually said it once or 2 or 3 times there that I said that Brown was rubbish. I never once said that Brown was rubbish. I said Arfield was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was Bridget said Brown was
I never once mentioned Brown. Never once. If you listen to my whole calls here,
don't worry, Ronnie,
Brown's name.
Ronnie, don't worry about it, pal. I was just about to say to Jimmy that I was making the comparison that we were that good. We made them all look bad, and in some cases, Scott Brown looked absolutely dreadful.
I never once mentioned Brown's name.
Don't worry about it, Ronnie. Don't take umbrage, pal.
Midfield was awesome, you know.
Yeah,
I won't
fantastic.
even mention the guy's name because I hate him, you know. And
you seem alright,
Ronnie.
You like a drink. You don't like Brown. You seem alright to me, Ronnie.
Seems the right man, doesn't
it?
We like you when you're sober, Ronnie.
Aye, absolutely. You know. Right, guys. Cheers. Right,
cheers. All the best, Ronnie.
Right.
Thanks for the call, mate.
Cheers, Ronnie.
See, boys, you need to watch what you say.
Well, I still stand by. I still heard them say Brown was rubbish, but that's neither here nor there.
Jimmy,
it wasn't him.
I'm not going to apologise. If it was a mistake, it was a mistake. But I mean, let's still get my high horse there.
I'll tell you what you do. Get yourself on mute and we'll have a tune for the old school blue.
Go on yourself, boys.
Every day I miss your smile. You're not alone. The 66 of you are all together. You did not come home. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me in Ibrox Stadium? You went that day to watch your team. Now all is gone. But to the 66 of you, I promise we will follow on. If I lay here, if I just lay here, would you lie with me in Ibrox Stadium? I'd look up at the stars, hoping to see your face, and hope you smile down at me and fill my empty space. So let's take time to remember them, our absent friends, and I'll keep your space beside me in the Copeland stand. If I lay here, if I just
McCready. Forward to Michael John, to Dickey, back to Cunningham, and it's Morton over to Young, a neat pass to Brand. He hits it on, and yes, it's a goal! Listen to that Ibrox crowd roar as Rangers start the new year with a wonderful goal. And listen to Callum Kennedy as he sings with the crowd, the Rangers Chorus.
Have you seen the Glasgow Rangers? Have you seen the boys in blue? They're admired by all who know them. If you saw them, so would you. Loved by all, they are good sportsmen. For fair play, they top the pole. There's a roar that beats old Hampden when they score the winning goal. On the slopes of dear old Ibrox, thousands gather for the fray, and they're glorious and victorious when the Rangers win the day. They have played way in Monaco, they have played in USA, but the greatest game in history is the game on New Year's Day. It's the home of famous heroes, and their praises have been sung. Willie Waddle, Tory Gillick, Alan Morton and George Young. So when all my life has ended, and when death has made its mark, may they scatter all my ashes on the slopes of Ibrox Park. With the angels I'll be singing up in heaven in a glen. I'll be happy and contented when the boys have won again. On my harp I will be playing in the sky way up above. I'll be singing follow, follow for the Rangers that I love.
Well, thanks for that, Old School Blue. I think we've been joined by a caller. Evening, caller.
Evening. Hi, Foxy. It's Tom.
Hi, Fox, and you come at his Ox. I'll put you on to Fox.
How we doing, Tom? Did you enjoy your day on Saturday?
It was absolutely brilliant, mate. Yes, it was. Yeah, I enjoyed every minute of it. Yes.
Good.
And
for the
I'd
people
like to
who
say
don't
Happy New Year to you and everybody at the Rangers Radio. And thank you very much for Saturday.
Oh, my pleasure, mate.
Absolutely brilliant. Tell you what, it's the first game I've ever been to, but enjoyed it. Absolutely. And I can't understand what that Scott Brown, when he did that Barcelona, was it Candias?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have been sent off for that. He should have gone anyway. But I'll tell you what, brilliant performance. And I hope to God that Stevie G wins the league.
How did you find the atmosphere, Tom?
But, pardon?
How did you find the atmosphere?
Oh, I'll tell you what, brilliant. Absolutely. It's true what people say. And it's the best derby in the world. You can't beat it. I hope to God we do win the league for two reasons. One for Stevie G and one for them 66 people who lost their lives.
Here, mate, here. Fox, for the people who don't know, do you want to tell the story what happened with Tom?
Oh, Tom.
What's that?
Well, Tom phoned the show and obviously we met up. He'd never been to an Old Firm game. On you go, Fox.
Aye, yeah, it was a pleasure. Pleasure to give Tom my ticket and my seat. Did you hope you enjoyed the seat, Tom?
Absolutely brilliant, yes. I'll tell you what, I was like a big kid when we got that goal. I thought, come on, let's give them a good hiding for a change. I was praying, right, that it was going to be 4-5-0. Come on, stick your eye up these bloody gates, Raddy. I thought, but absolutely brilliant. My lad asked how I'd go on, and I told it absolutely brilliant. The atmosphere was out of this world. It was
Brilliant.
absolutely brilliant.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, mate. I'm glad we got the result, and I'm glad we had the performance that we had.
Well, fair play to the guys, weren't it?
Yeah.
Fair play to them. And that's how we should play football, like that. Go at them, don't give them time to settle, and that's what we did with Celtic. Went straight at them, we took the ball by the horn.
Yeah.
And we showed them how to play football.
Right.
And I just think that, go on.
We did, Tom, for the start to the end. We were the better team, and we played some decent stuff at times.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? We didn't give Celtic time to settle down at all. And I thought the performance was absolutely brilliant. And Stevie G got it smack on. Go at him from the start. He didn't give him time to settle down, and it was a good performance. And I'm glad that I came up to see it. And absolutely brilliant. Made my year. Best Christmas present I had for a long time.
Oxter, could you let us know where Tom's from?
Pardon?
No, I'm saying Oxter. Could you introduce Tom to everybody?
Tom phoned the station, remember, I'm going to say 3 or 4 months ago, Tom. And he was saying how long he'd followed Rangers for Middlesbrough. Is that correct, Tom?
Yeah. I followed Rangers ever since I was about 7. Because I originally come from Blingery. And it was me mate that got me onto the Rangers because we was on the bus one day. And it sounds silly, right? And they asked me what team I supported. And I said I didn't because my mate was a true blue. And I asked him what team he supported. He says Rangers. So I said, okay then. And I've supported Rangers ever since.
Yeah, I thought I recognised your voice, but I wasn't 100% sure. That's why I was asking Oxter if he could let us know.
Yeah.
So
I've met...
He's never been to an Old Firm game until Sunday.
Wow.
Saturday, sorry.
Wow.
And the Fox kindly gave up his seat so he could go.
Well, I'd say that was a tremendous gesture by Foxy. Well done, Fox. Well done.
It was, and I'd like to... I can't thank Foxy enough for it, and I mean that's absolutely brilliant, and I'd like to just say thank you very much to him for that.
You know,
and
Tom,
I mean
the last time we defeated that team was in the semi-final of the Cup 2 years ago, and that's when that's when they changed their manager. They were in a terrible state, and now look at what's happened to them. Now we beat them again, not just beat them, but the sound of it, everybody agrees they were well beaten, and Rangers were absolutely rampant. So I don't know what they're going to do now, whether they're going to sack anyone or go out and spend $1 billion pounds that they've got in the bank. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
but they're going to make changes anyway. That's for sure. They couldn't play with that team again.
No, they couldn't. Could they? What's made it great? I know, like over the years, I've met a good few famous people. I've shook hands with Joe Mercer, Billy Wright. I've seen Pele play, so I like a bit of luck. Seeing top.
These are all famous people you're going around with, boy. Billy Wright.
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pele. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'll tell you how I met Pele. I went to see Aston Villa play Rangers at the Villa.
Wow.
That's when we lost 2-0. We had that trouble.
But it wasn't. It was just a slight disagreement, Tom. It was
That's right, because my first wife my first wife, right, she was a Villa fan, and I was a Rangers fan, so we went there, and we got in that trouble, and then we got out. Then the same year, Villa played Santos with Pele. So I went to see that game as well. And then I went to Ibrox same year to see Rangers play Motherwell, and we won 1-0. So I've been a bit about, but that was absolutely brilliant Saturday. Best day of my life, that was.
Listen, Tom, thanks very much. It was a pleasure to meet you. And Fox still enjoyed the game. He got in our seat, so anybody out there think you never get in, Fox still saw the game. Keep in touch with Rangers Radio. Don't be a stranger, Tom, all right?
Yeah, will do. Listen, Happy New Year to you. And just again, thanks for everything. And tell Foxy thank you very much again.
Fox is here, Fox.
Oh, aye, no problem, Tom. It was a pleasure, mate. It was a hard shift being Broxy Bear for the day, but never mind.
Anyway, mate, listen, take care and enjoy the rest of the year.
See you later, Tom. Cheers.
Yeah, see you later, mate. Take care. Bye.
Cheers, Tom.
We've also been joined by Cushy. Evening, Cushy.
Evening,
Yeah,
gent.
okay, bye.
So, Larry, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
Happy New Year
Cushy.
too, Cushy. Happy New Year.
What's on your mind, mate?
I just thought I thought we were excellent actually on Saturday. I think I thought the team grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck from the start to the finish, and we didn't let it go. And I thought we had our tactics right. The motivation for the team was absolutely bang on. I think we got a couple of players kind of back at the right time in terms of Kent and Arfield, and those boys were absolutely superb in the day and really helped us. But I thought, to a man, we didn't really have a past year in the team. There's been a lot of boys in the team that have come up against a lot of criticism recently. But I felt that you couldn't really criticise a single person. To be honest with you, I thought from back to front we were absolutely excellent. And there was work for some really good saves from Gordon. It could quite easily been 3 or 4. I know that's a bit of a cliche when people say that about football games, but it's absolutely true in this game. And my only kind of concern, if you like, is that we didn't actually put it to bed to 2 or 3 or 4, and always left the door open slightly. We just did 1-0. But apart from that, I don't think we could criticise a single soul. I thought the tactics were bang on. And in terms of the conversation the guys were having earlier on about Scott Brown or whatever, or whether he had a bad game or whether we didn't allow him to have a bad game, I don't think. I much prefer looking at how Rangers approach these games and how they play them. And if the other team can't do their business against that, then that's their lookout, not ours. So I thought we were superb. And for me, the man of the match was Scott Arfield. I thought he was absolutely superb. And
I think it's Scott Arfield, Cushy. But the funny thing was, we asked the question in the lobby and we got 5 different players back.
and that's no surprise, I don't think
Arfield, Kent, McCrory, Halliday. Right, so. But I went for Arfield. I thought he was a catalyst and pushed his own and drove his own because of what he'd done off the ball. That some people watching it on the television might not have seen, mate. When he closed down Brown and made his drive forward.
Yeah, I thought it was a really mature performance from Arfield, and I really, it never looked once in the game as if it was in any way intimidated in terms of the job he had to do, because obviously with the pressing game that we were playing, his job was to press Scott Brown as much as he possibly could, and I felt sometimes in the past we've had guys who aren't really don't quite fancy that, frankly, but you never get that impression from Arfield at all. He sounded right. He looked right up for it, and I was really impressed. But we'd no passengers. The boys were the whole team was absolutely fantastic. Cushy,
that bounce ball epitomised it for Scott Arfield. The dead ball, the drop ball with the referee.
Absolutely, yes.
He got tore right in there, 100% marvellous.
I love seeing the way he went about that, because it was obvious from as soon as the drop ball was announced, he just looked up for it right from it, and it didn't look as if it was a kind of kid on up for it, he just looked as if I want to win this. And then Daniel Candace at the back when Brown missed it, just kind of putting the boot in as well, So I felt it was a team performance. I've said in the past I like a team that's dirty and nasty and horrible. And I felt that's the first time I've seen that from a Rangers team in an Old Firm game, and long may it continue.
Well said, Pat. Well said.
Do you think I'll ask you a question here, Cushy, and I'll take this from the panel as well. Do you think the players were up for it because of the attitude of the Celtic players after their narrow victory at Parkhead the last time?
I don't know. You'd need to ask the Rangers players with that. I just felt that the players were up for it because I maybe feel as if they just let themselves down a little bit at the last game at Parkhead. We didn't turn up for the first half at all, and I think there'll have been a lot of our players will have come away from that game and thought, why didn't we turn up? They're no great shakes at all. And I think Conor Goldson mentioned something like that, as I recall, in the back of my mind. He thought, I think he said something about we thought we were going to go up against Barcelona or something. I might be wrong, but I seem to remember him saying something like that, and I think there's a lot of our players will have come away from that game thinking, that's, that they're no great shakes, that's nothing to be intimidated about, and want to put it right in this game, and they certainly done that, because it was fantastic to watch.
Bridge.
Yeah, I can't disagree with Cushy. I think Cushy's saying is absolutely right. Every single one of your players is just brilliant, really and truly. I don't know where they got it from. I think if indeed Steven Gerrard managed to get the boys turned, he maybe reminded them about the things that was getting done at Parkhead. And, he might actually have brought that up. If he didn't bring that up, then he's probably been crazy. I think he did bring it up, and he's got it back into their head, and a few other things that has been said, and so on and so forth. And of course, he just needs to remind them of their poor performances the last 2 games or something like that, last 3 games. And that was ammunition as well. He must have done it. He's done a fabulous job turning them around. And there you go, on front foot, right into the game. Within 20 minutes, we've got a stranglehold in the game to all intents and purposes. And within a half an hour, we scored a goal, and they never looked back. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Master stroke by the pupil, and the teacher was left with a red face for sure. Red face.
Oh, I don't think there's I know they say all the right things, but I just get the feeling that their relationship's not the best. Big Ulster. A point there, Cushy right in a lot of things he said, but just that the way they celebrated the last time at Parkhead, lap of honour, rubbing it into their support. Do you think the manager used some of that?
I'm sure he did, mate. I think Cushy's actually correct as well what he says about Connor Goldson. He actually did make that comment, I think, a day after the game or a day or 2 after the game. They were being hyped up as if they were Barcelona. And obviously it was Gerrard's first time in management in such a massive game, so he was cautious. The team was cautious. It was sort of weighed up how good they were, showed them a wee bit of respect and defended a lot in the first half, came out a wee bit in the second, played a lot better. And then obviously the celebrations afterwards. So I'm sure the team and the management as a whole just put in their heads that day, right, that's not going to happen again because we can match them. And had to it's like anything, trial and error. The first match had to size the opposition up. And I think coming away from that game, they had a lot of belief thinking, right, we'll not do that the second time round. We'll come out all guns blazing. We can match them, and they've done that. Totally, it looked like 2 different teams if you looked at the first game and the second game. Celtic have rubbed their hands coming to playoffs when this fixtures came up. We've always been a wee bit worrying about it. They've always been rubbing their hands, can't wait to give us a good tanking because that's the way it's been. And that mentality has now changed. And that game changed it. Mm-hmm. And that'll be us rubbing our hands for the next fixture to come along because I think we can match it with them. We proved it. But we'll have to take that confidence into the next games coming up in the league and push on. Hopefully it does help us push on.
GFK, do you wish you were going to Parkhead for the first game after the break? Well, GFK's gone. Fox, what about yourself? Would you like to be playing them?
No, I think we want a wee bit of time to see if we can play like this again, Ox. That's the best performance for me since I think the Rapid game where they had their captain saying that they didn't have time to breathe on the ball. Where have these performances been? And they've started off as heroes for a day, but they can be heroes for a lifetime, mate, if they produce their performances from now to the end of the season and give us 55. They've raised the bar so much that we'll be expecting commitment like that till the rest of the season. I think the big difference was the amount of actual Rangers supporters in the spine of the team helped a lot. And I think we found out who wants to be at Ibrox and maybe who doesn't. With that team that he put out. They all fought for the jersey and played their part.
Well, being joined by a caller, I believe it's Denver. Happy New Year to you, Denver.
Hi, Happy New Year, guys. Always thoughts at this time, always go out to the people that lost their lives, the Bears that lost their lives in 1971. you know, it's kind of weird. You think back to the days and days social media and all that, and I was at the game, and I always took a subway to the game. And the Celtic games, I always walked along Copland, Edmondson Drive on the Pleasant Road West, and I did that. And it was a right cold night that night, and ended up, I walked all the way home to Springburn. It took me 2 hours to get home. My mum was up to High Dole when I finally got home, and then I realised what had happened, and she told me all what was going on, you know. But it's kind of weird, you know, the young team nowadays, they think there's nothing better than just got a phone and everything's there at their hands, and a sad day. But I just want to make a quick point about that, guys, and wish you all the best and wish you all Happy New Year. I'm at work at the moment, so and thanks for everything you do, guys. All the best.
Cheers, Denver. It's people like you that make what we try and do in your small part worthwhile, mate. We really appreciate all your kind words, mate.
All the best, guys, for the coming year, and all the best to the Rangers. Cheers, 55 comes your way.
Cheers.
Well said, Denver. Well said, pal.
Hey, Denver.
You come back in there, GFK?
I didn't hear you there, mate. I don't know what that was. Just what you're talking about there. I mean, I think there was reports that the gaffer had gave them a rollicking for the performances. Basically, obviously, that if you're not going to be playing the way I want you to play, you'll no longer be here. And obviously the media done us a favour and all. Some of the tripe it was coming out of the newspapers and especially the usual suspects, and even some of them being ex-Rangers players. So that was a motivation. But I think the most motivation that they could get would be for the gaffer to be able to say to them, look, you're playing for Rangers. This team's beatable, and we can show them the day. And they did that to a man. My man of match was like yourself, Oxyear, was Scott Arfield. Absolutely immense. Followed by another 9 others. Okay, Alan McGregor did nothing today, so... But I don't think there was much motivation needed apart from what the gaffer had said the days leading up to it, that you'll not be here if you don't buck your ideas up. So you asked a question I just heard about going to the Pedo Dome. I wouldn't give him a farthing of my money. They'll never get my money again.
I'm talking about the team, Jimmy. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the team going to play them.
I think it'll be the same as when they came to us. I do think the fans being 750, 850, I think that does affect the away team, and I think that will affect us. So, I think Rangers should rethink the situation with the fans. I think they should give whoever it is a bigger section in there. I know I wasn't at the game, unfortunately, because of personal reasons. But for what I've heard, the atmosphere was rocking. But I still say that we should let whoever, and if it's going to be them, I would say that there's a scope there to bring it round for the corner into the first exit, top and bottom, and segregate that. I think when you've got away fans here, it's better. I know what we're saying. It gives Rangers fans a big chance to see the team, but I'm
sure that subject will come up in the next few weeks or so when they build up to the next game. Cushy, the point I was making was that our team would we like to play in tomorrow. Have we got their number?
I think looking at the way the two teams approached that game, there was only one team I felt looked as if they wanted to win it, and that was us. So, but I think the issue with us though, Ox, is trying to do it on a consistent basis. So saying that we were going to, we would go to Parkhead in the next game and come up with the same performance. Much as I would like to say that we would do that, I'm not entirely convinced that we actually would do that. So I said at the start of December I would take us within touching distance of Celtic at the top of the league come the end of December, and then we're going to transfer window. We've got a window of opportunity to bring in some more signings, and then we can take it from there and build on that and try and push on for the title. And I feel as if we've done that. So I'm kind of happy to draw a close on 2018 exactly where we are. I'm a little bit disappointed we didn't pick up a bit more points. With too many draws in December, but that is what it is. We are where we are. We're joint top of the league, albeit we're one game behind with the game in hand type element. But the thing about games in hand is that you've got to win them. So I'm quite content where we are. Let's build on what has been an absolutely fantastic start. First half of this season, taking into account where we were last May and the transformation in the squad and the European football. I think it's been phenomenal for us. But let's now draw that to a close and let's look and see if we can build on this squad, add a bit of quality in some of the positions that we've discussed already on here, and see if we can really push for the title, because it's definitely winnable in my opinion.
All right, mate. We'll be joined by a caller. Evening, caller. Hello? Oh, he's gone. He's dropped to it. Hey, Ulster. Are you getting a buzz? Well, I don't mean after the call.
Aye, big time, yeah, of course. Because I didn't... there was questions asked of our team. We were asking them ourselves, how can we really match this? And we've done more than that. So bring them on, you know what I mean? If it, all right, mightn't be... We're saying we're taking it the next game, but obviously that's not going to be the case. But they'll not be rubbing their hands like they've done in the past. They'll know now that they're playing a much improved Rangers side because they've had it easy for too long. And you have the Scottish press, etc., telling everybody, could any Rangers player even get into their squad? Never mind the first team. So I'm sure our players are reading these things and wanted to prove and make a point, and they've done that. So bring them on. The fear is gone.
Can I come in now, Ox? Yeah.
I think the caller's back with his bridge.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Back, caller.
How we doing, strangers?
Oh, Wheels.
Oh, Wheels.
It is the Wheels.
How you doing, bud?
Oh, is this your second choice radio station? Is that correct?
Happy New Year. No, not at all.
Happy New Year to you, Wheels.
Aye, you too, guys, you too. How are we all?
Oh, we're a wee bit better after Saturday. There's a few days out with Fox. I've not quite recovered for you yet, but that's another story. Fox.
I tell you what, guys, you know how they say when something good happens to you that somebody's looking over you? It was 66 looking over us on Saturday. Tell you that. Absolutely unbelievable. I was at the team we beat them in penalties in 2016. I was there. Saturday topped that for me. That was incredible from start to finish. I don't know where that performance came from, but by God, it was unbelievable. To that man, Arfield for me by a country mile was man of the match. Halliday, unbelievable, brilliant. Just incredible. I just hope now that gives us the kick that we need. We now know that we can beat them. We know how to beat them. I think we've been saying for a long, long time the way to beat them is to get in their faces, close them down. We've been too scared to do that, the last few games against them. But now we know how to do it, and we know we can do it. So for me, there's no excuses for the second half of the season.
Won 17 games and win the league. And you come, Brad, you were coming in.
I was just 17 games, right enough. We'll win the league, absolutely right, pal. You've got to just keep it going and all the rest of it for sure. Just on what Wheels is saying there is absolutely right. I went for Andy Halliday, Wheels, for man of the match. I thought he was immense. I'm not taking away from anyone. They would probably all be 9. The midfield and the two fullbacks would have been 9 in my opinion anyway. I think that's the difference between the two. We were saying that the question that Oxley was asking just a wee bit earlier was, would we want to go back to Celtic Park and play them now? I would say yes if it was the same teams. But I think, and I'm not saying this just because of, well, maybe it is just because of what I don't think you're going to see that same team from them. That team will never be assembled again. They just didn't click for them. So I doubt very much if you would ever see that again. So that, shall we say, that bus has left to stop now, in my opinion. But certainly, sorry, pal, go on.
No, I was just going to say, Bridge, for me, and I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, but I think we effectively ended the Celtic captain's career with Celtic on Saturday.
All right. Well, if you want to phone in, that's a question. Yeah.
I think he's on his way to Australia right now.
Right. We'll be joined by another caller Wheels on the phone. I'll cut across you, mate. Evening, caller.
Hello there, boys.
Anybody, any idea who this is?
I'm gonna get. Oh, I don't know. I don't want to say in case I'm wrong.
Is that Ulster?
No, it might be Skipper. It could be Skipper.
Hello, boys. I think that sounds like Little Blue.
Yes, it does. Happy New Year to you, Little Blue.
Happy New Year, guys. How are you doing?
We're doing okay. Well, a sad day for us, the 2nd of January, but we're still buzzing for Saturday's result. Yourself?
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm just celebrating now because I had to work all the way through it all. So, this is me having my celebratory prosecco or 3. So,
have you ever phoned the show sober?
A couple of times.
Just asking you out of curiosity. I don't think I've ever met you sober right enough. There you go.
What? I'll have to change that then.
Did you enjoy Saturday's game? Did you get to see the game? Obviously, you did different shifts, yeah?
No, I got to see the game, and it was absolutely fantastic. I can't even get over the whole kick to the crown jewels. Well, not his crown jewels, his raisins. That was just amazing for me, and just every other situation in that game, the blocks, the tackles and everything. They were absolute killers, and I loved it. So I want to see more of that.
You like a bit of aggression, and you think that's been lacking, a bit of aggression in our play?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you don't want it to be to the point where they're all getting sent off and everything. I mean, this whole scrutinisation of, the scrutinising of Morelos. I mean, yeah, all right, maybe to a point it was a bit out of order. I particularly don't think so, but I think it's a long time coming. But I want to see more. I want to see less fear. I want to see them to be, very assertive towards the opposition, and not hold back. Do you know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. I keep a great attitude. Fox, you coming in there, mate?
No, wasn't it, pal?
All right.
It was me, Ox. It was Wheels.
Oh, no, listen, because you're a big star on another radio station, don't think you can come on here and throw your weight about.
Happy New Year, Little Blue.
On you go, Wheels.
Happy New Year, darling.
I see you were looking for a sausage hot pot there and the thing, mate. I'll tell you how to make one of them.
I'm thinking about making a sausage hot pot. Do you want to be joining me?
I will give a wee tinkle later.
Okay then, sweetheart.
Bye.
We've turned into plenty of fish. On you go, Wheels.
What on earth's going on with you, Foxy?
Fox, I thought you had Tinder for that kind of thing.
So he's took up ready, steady cook.
He doesn't need Tinder when he's got me. I'm more than enough. Thank you very much.
I'm starting to believe that. I've never spoke to you, Little Blue, but hi anyway. Nice to meet you.
Hello there.
I don't think we've talked before. I was just going to say on Morelos, I think he should be knighted for what he done. I don't see he done anything wrong at all.
I don't see how the compliance officers can deal with any. The referee, seen all the incidents, gave fouls, etc. And what about the boy Ralston trying to roll about as if he'd been shot?
Aye. I mean, at the end of the day, for me, Morelos was trying to jump over him, and he just, he couldn't help where his feet landed.
He left his boot in, but that didn't. That's no excusing the actor. I think a wise man said to me the day that they were taught to do that. Cushy, Celtic try to deflect for a bad performance, not the first time they try and do it, get their media who's out to sort it out for them.
Well, yeah, it's a bit excuse under the sun, isn't it? You know, it's Roger Keys in Australia, it's smoke bombs, it's it's the various different injuries they've had. You know, there's every excuse under the sun. I've seen some quite outlandish stuff coming up on social media that some people in the Celtic supposed to be taking quite seriously, you know, in terms of food poisoning and things like that as well, you know. So it's just, you know, it's outlandish, you know. I think they just need to accept the fact that on the day the better team won, they were well gubbed, and the bubble has burst a little bit, and they're in for a title fight for the first time in many years. And I think some of the people went off for Celtic on Saturday. I think that was symptomatic of the fact that some of their players just didn't fancy that, and that to me is the biggest indicator, because before, I think they were playing us and they felt it was a walk in the park. It would be 3-0, 4-0, 5-0, whatever. But the very fact that some of their players have got a little niggle and they're thinking, I'll just go onto the bench here and get substituted because I just don't fancy this. You know, that for me is the biggest indication that that we're in a title race here, and that some of their players might be feeling the pressure, and that's all good, because the one thing that's really annoyed me about what playing Celtic and the title race over the last couple of years is they have literally played with absolutely no pressure, and anybody can play football and anybody can play good attacking football when there's absolutely no pressure on you. But it's when it gets tight, it's when there's a big crowd against you, you know, it's when there's something on the line that it's when you stand up and be counted. And you know, for the first time in ages, it was all lads had done that on Saturday.
I go, sir.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of that. I think Andy Halliday's challenge in the first 2 minutes set the tone for the rest of the match. Straight in, bang, the crowd was cheering, and you knew we were up for it. And Chrissy's right, you know, they have come up in the past. They came to that game with mentality, the supporters and their team, that they were just going to turn up the Ibrox, give us a slap, and on the go to the transfer window, and they'll be well ahead. All this talk of a title challenge, which was a load of nonsense in their heads, was going to be finished with. That didn't happen. We turned up. The better team won. Management staff played the game technically brilliant. And now, as Cushy says, they are in a title fight. And if they want to deny it, that's dead on, because that'll suit us down to the ground. If they think they've had a poor performance, or they think they've had food poisoning, I've seen that through Cushy on the Twitter, all different excuses. And if they stick with that mentality, then, you know, before they know it, the race is going to be over. Because I think we can really kick on big time.
Ulster, I was thinking that was a tremendous, like a masterstroke that our board pulled when they told them they weren't getting the Broom loan. I thought it was fantastic for Rangers did. And the stadium was like a big European night, you know, when it was full of Rangers fans. And they did a wee bit in the corner. I think that was just fabulous. And I think it had a bit of an impact on Celtic players, to be perfectly honest. I don't know to what stretch, I don't know. But I just feel that anyway. And that was another part of the day. It was really, really good to see our stadium absolutely full of bears. Fantastic.
Coming in, Jeff.
Do you know?
Oh, on you go, Wheels.
Thanks, Ox. You're absolutely right there, Bridge. I don't remember hearing them once through the entire game. I really don't. I don't think I heard anything out of them at all. Ulster, going back to what you were saying, mate, that challenge for Halliday in the first couple of minutes, do you know what that reminded me of? That was Koulibaly's challenge in that European game. That's exactly what that reminded me of. You're absolutely right.
Oh, we'll get a new caller. Caller, you've got a show in the background. Can you turn it off, please? Thanks very much. We'll be joined by a new caller. Evening, caller. How we doing, mate?
How you doing, buddy? Hey, just about see the Celtic fans getting all that stand. That's extraordinary again, guys. Sorry, I'm listening. But
You've got a bug, Ronnie.
I'm what you call a serial attacker, you know. Well, no, see this issue with the Celtic fans not getting a stand. This is since I was a season ticket holder all the way back in the old East Enclosure. It was always a contentious issue with us. We hated the fact they got that boom loan. Always hated it. And it was always brought up every year at the AGMs with David Murray and everything else. Every single year it was brought up about why did they get that a wee corner of their new Breeze Block City. You know? So, obviously, David King's kept that in the back of his mind. And the first thing he's done when he's came in, he's reversed it. So what's your thoughts on that, guys?
That could be a whole show on its own, but I'll go to the Voice of Reason at Rangers Radio, whose cushy number, to take that one.
I think we should keep it exactly the way it is right now. I thought it was excellent. I don't think we need to give them any more than I've absolutely got. If I could have given them less. I don't think it interfered with the atmosphere whatsoever on the game. So, you know, if they want to talk about increasing allocation, let them come crawling to us. I don't think we need to do a single thing.
Because I definitely think. Sorry, guys. I definitely think it did affect him. See, coming out and you could see it in the younger guys, certainly. There was a wee bit of trepidation in their faces. They weren't as gallus as what they normally were. You know,
can I just say just on that point, right? I was talking to some Hibs fans, and the Hibs fans categorically agree that in limiting the Old Firm fans coming to their ground, they play better against both Celtic and Rangers. And when you look at the recent results that Hibs have had, then that it probably actually what they're saying probably bears that out. So if you take that into Ibrox and the fact that we won 1-0 and beat Celtic for the first time in God knows how long, you know, why on earth, even if you don't think it's a factor, there may be something to it, right? So why on earth would you change that? Even if there was the slightest indication that it was a factor you were going to pick up 3 points at home against your closest rival, why would you change it?
Well, I can imagine what it's like as a Celtic player coming out, walking out that tunnel and looking up to your left, there's a full stand, green and white, all singing for you. You know, and when that full stand raises their voice, you hear it. Whereas when it's a wee corner, you don't hear it. And I must admit, during that full televised game there, I never seen or heard the Celtic fans once.
Was that drunk or sober?
Well, that's both. both. But the good thing was the TV never even made a point of it either. Normally the TV would put us, see when they're holding their scarves up and everything else. You know, the TV would scan hour when they were doing their big scarf thing.
Never done anything, mate. Nothing.
That didn't happen. Not a dicky. Not a thing was happened. You wouldn't even know they were there. And I don't know if that was deliberate. I don't know if the TV was trying to be a wee bit cute there with no showing them at all. You know? They never showed the Celtic fans once. Not even in the corner. They never showed them once. You know,
the singing was constantly coming for the Bears because we were constantly on the front foot, mate.
Aye, but even before it, you know, when they were in for a wee huddle, you know, the Celtic fans are used to a wee huddle, you know. But they never even showed them that. You know, they never even showed a wee huddle or nothing. Even before it, you know, when nobody else is in the ground. So, but it's been a contentious issue for decades. The Rangers fans have been constantly saying for years the Celtic fans should never, ever have had a full stand there when Rangers fans was always dictated to a wee corner. You know, because that psychologically, that was always wrong. You know, and they had a heat start. Don't care what MD says. MD looking out there and looking out to the left, can't see their fans. Oh, nothing happens in the heat. If you look out to the left and you see a full stand, that gives the hairs in the back of your neck something. You know, That's my opinion, guys.
On you go, Fox.
I was just going to say, I think it's going to be a sterner test now. To go away to the big dome and win now will be a sign we have got a good side. And I think it'll be equally as difficult for them to come here again and play against us. I think it'll make the teams better equipped for Europe, etc. as well. I think it'll help them that you put them on. I don't want to see them at Ibrox either, but it's a sterner test if you're going with no support to Parkhead, I would think. Would you know?
Yeah.
Again, JFK, you've got a slightly different. Listen, I was for us getting better seats at Parkhead, but I was for the allocation to be stay status quo. Only because I find that I've said this before on the show. When in my younger years I went to all the games at Parkhead, I don't think it's right for me to take that away from our young bears. That's one of my issues.
I've said before, I think the allocation should be cut, but I think they could have dealt with a better way, both Rangers and the puddle drinkers. You know, we've got to remember in years going by with the full Rangers end at Pedo Dome for many years. We used to stand there, and then when the redevelopment started, then they decided they were going to stick us in the corner. But it always up to me when they came to Ibrox and they got the Broom loan and they get Summer East enclosure, right? So, but now it's in a situation that they've gave them 750 tickets. I said before, I think it is a better atmosphere. I think they could have thought about it a wee bit better and pushed them early into the exit one with the corner, and then that would have probably allowed more bears to get into the Pedo Dome. Because I know a couple of guys that went and says it was great day apart from the result, but it's very intimidating with 5,000, never mind 700, 800. So I'd have thought Marriott, but that is what it is now. I can hear myself talking. Somebody's got themselves.
Somebody's got a show, and I think it might be Ronnie. Ronnie, you've got the show in the background. Can you turn that off, mate? Ronnie.
Oh. I can hear me again there. Getting back to Alfredo, I think tomorrow you'll find the complying officer will issue a 2-game ban to Fred. Right, because I think the precedent's already been set, guys. You remember the Steve McLean incident for Hearts when they grabbed, I can't remember the player, it was the last shooting, as if he was going to grab him in the nether regions, as they keep calling it. I think they'll use that. If they can't use the Brown getting a kick up the Schuster and the so-called stamp in Ralston, I think they'll use the last shoot. Again, it was Christie, wasn't it? He allegedly last shoot with his horn. I wouldn't be surprised. Look, they're trying to do everything they can to...
They would need to give Christie the same ban, mate, because he flashed out first.
I'm talking about there's an actual ruling regarding like hitting in the groin. I know that sounds daft, but I remember somewhere somebody says it's actually is deemed as very violent, dangerous play because of where he gets hit. The one with Brown, he was jumping and he might have meant it and he might know, but for me it was a nothing. The one with Ralston is a disgrace. The guy's rolling about as if he's been hit with a sledgehammer. But I think the one with Ryan Christie, I think they'll maybe I'll ask him to have a 2-game ban on appeal. That's my personal opinion. And that'll be tomorrow before midday. That's going to be announced.
There's a lot of folk think that, Jimmy. I've got a question on that, and I'd ask this to the board and everybody else. Was there any of those incidents involving Morelos? Any of them? Were there any of them red cards?
No, according to some, the one on Brown could have been deemed possible red card. But there's an old thing. The goal wasn't offside because it wasn't agreed offside, and the same argument can be made. Bridge is that there was no booking because the referee never booked him, so it's as simple as that. So, but it's a typical newspaper and media that are making a big issue. Say the BBC again the other night, to a man they all said again he should have had some sort of punishment. this news has been pushed by the media against Fred because they know that Rangers are back and they're fearful of that. And I'd be absolutely astounded if Fred's no give a 2-game ban tomorrow because of the way that they try to work against us. That's the one I think they'll give him it for. And I hope I'm wrong, but I just think it will
Can
be.
I ask a question on that, Jimmy?
Yeah.
You know the incident with Scott Brown when he kicked him? And the referee saw that and gave a free kick and no further action was required based on what the referee said. So I would imagine it would have to be what's in the referee's report, which you're only going to find about tomorrow, probably, if indeed at all.
Yeah,
so I don't see
Scott Brown's already been punished, so they can't do nothing about that. But the fact of the matter is, it's the compliance officer who gets the final say. Look, we've seen what happened. Right, we've seen what happened with Gollum, right? Because what he done to us is he cheated us, but they backed him, right? So in order to get at Rangers, I'm 100% convinced that tomorrow they'll probably say that Alfredo Morelos used violent conduct against Chrissy by trying to grab him in the groin, and that's an absolute disgrace. I feel that's what will happen. Personal opinion.
I thought I personally speaking, I thought that because the referee had blown the whistle for the Morelos kicking Bruins goals, that was it, it'd be finished. And unless the referee puts something else in his report, then the compliance officer simply cannot do anything.
If you watch Morelos in that incident with the Broom one, his leg's straight out. It's sitting there. Broom goes for the ball, he comes down. He doesn't kick him, his leg's there. He's watching the ball.
But I think we got a free kick against us anyway, so I think
it was a foul. That's what it was. It was a foul.
The referee's made his decision. That's it. Finished. It was a foul, and he's gave it. I don't think if he does get anything, it'll be for that particular one. Definitely not. I think the grab that he makes to Christie, I think is really nothing. And I don't think it'll get in for that. I think the only one he would get potentially is when he leaves his boot in the back of Wilson's back. That's the only one I see that he would get in for. But I've got a feeling, actually, I'm completely opposite, JFK. I've got a feeling that this will be the referee refed it well. Because bear in mind, there's a lot of politics now associated with these games, and the SFA's taking it.
Sorry to interrupt, guys, but sorry to interrupt you, but if you look at the one where he kicks Brown in the nuts, right, to be a wee bit polite, he's not even actually looking at the same direction as Brown's nuts. You know, he's looking at the other side of the park. You know, it's not as if it's a deliberate kick out to his homos. You know. If you want to look at the replay of the video, so that wasn't a deliberate kick out at him, you know, so that one can be discounted right away. Back to you guys.
Anyway, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening, gents, believe it or not. It's hard to imagine. Fox has got a wee announcement.
I think that's us to the 14th of January, unless something really special turns up, maybe a major signing or whatever, but we're going to have a wee break to the 14th, get back a few days before the Cowdenbeath game, I think it is. So,
you're going to sick, Foxy, aye?
We're going to Tenerife for the winter training.
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not having this. Does Rangers Radio buy sick pay?
No.
Or is it statutory?
Rangers Radio doesn't pay anything, mate.
We'll be broadcasting from Ibrox Bar in Tenerife.
Foxes want to fall Booner. Foxes want to fall Booner there.
Oh, I've got recovered figuring out with Fox.
He's want a munchie box.
Oh, terrible, mate. 1 o'clock in the morning, and he was dragging me into me. What was the name of that pub? Back of Spuds or something?
You were suffering, kicking and screaming.
I was indeed, mate.
Bag of nails.
Never even made it home. Had to stay in party. Got up early in the morning.
Playing Jack's goal on the loop as well, you know.
Aye.
Anyway, gentlemen, can I thank everybody that's phoned in? Tom from Middlesbrough, obviously Denver Bear, Ronnie, Little Blue, And Wheels on the Call, JFK, Cushy, Big Ulster, Bridge, Fox. Have I missed anybody out? I don't think I have. For all taking time to join us here on Rangers Radio. As Fox says, this has been Rangers Radio. Since there's no game up till the 18th, we'll be off till Monday the 14th. Thanks for everybody. I hope everybody's a great new year. And let's drive on to 55. Take it away.
Right, guys. See you then.
Bridge.
See you next time. See you next
Bridge
time.
man,
Thanks.
last word to
Thanks.
you.
Well, can I just say, what a marvellous night. Thanks to everybody. Great presentation for a remembrance for the boys. The boys in the 66 that died. Marvellous. Really well done. Very moving. But can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, please, just keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers really need us. They really need us. Keep it going.
Take it away, old school boy.
We are the people.